Okay, class, before we move on to example 2, actually, I want to show a visual representation of what I mean when I tell you that the addition property of equality and subtraction property of equality say that we can add whatever we want to an equation as long as we do it to both sides. Or we can subtract whatever we want to an equation as long as we do it to both sides. And what I mean is this. If I have a square, a circle, and a triangle on this side, and I have a square, a circle, and a triangle on that side, they're equivalent, right? That's why they're balanced. They're the same. Now, what the addition property of equality is saying is that if I add, let's say, a squirrely on this side, not a squirrely, a swirly, and if I add, let's see, a smiley face on this side, I can do that as long as I add it on the other side too, because then it'll still stay equal. Okay? Now, what the subtraction property is saying is that if I subtract, if I take away one thing on one side, let's say I take away the circle, I can do that in math as long as I take away the circle on that side because they are still equivalent. Do you see that? Square triangle equals square triangle. I can take away this square if I take away this square, but I can never just take away a square without taking away a square. Does that make sense? And now, that should make sense to you, and I know it does. I know it does. Now, don't be afraid just when I change it into numbers. Okay? So if I had let's say I had an x plus 7 equals 10 on this side. I can add or subtract whatever I want as long as I do it on the other side. I want to subtract 7 just because I like that. I mean, I do have ulterior motives because I want to zero them out. I can subtract 7 as long as I subtract 7 on this side. Okay, now when I simplify this, that's what it said. It said I can do that as long as I do it on both sides. Well, then once I do that, I'm going to simplify it. This gets canceled out, and this is your newfound 3, and I keep my x, so then x equals 3. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, replay this video until it makes sense, or raise your hand and Miss Chan will come to you. Okay, now let's go to example 2.